detailed, an absolute super detailed home inspection, always a good thing. Good everybody, I'm Connor with Honor. I have Santa Clarita openhouses.com, and I've been doing this selling real estate since 1998, and I've seen literally hundreds of different types of home inspectors. Most of them are just fantastic, but there are some that I will warn you that will build a mountain out of a molehill when it comes to buying real estate. It's always good to have all the information. So when you are looking to purchase a residence, purchase a house, a condo, a townhome, even a new home, having the right home inspector can make all the difference in the world. However, what you need is you need to have that voice of reason along with you, especially if the home inspector is unvetted by your real estate agent and you don't really know them from Adam, besides maybe you found some special deal online. When they prepare that report, before they do that, in fact, after the home inspector, after the home inspection, and maybe during, they might have some points to bring up. Maybe they say, listen, I found this. Let's talk about it. Let me show you this. Most really good home inspectors typically wait until the end of the inspection. They also wait until they're out of earshot of the seller if the seller happens to be home. And the point of this is if they're seasoned or have been doing this for any amount of time, really, they're going to find out when they present objections to a particular property in front of a seller, it's nothing but bad. A lot of sellers take it personal, and then there's a lot of argument that goes on and just involves just a lot of mess. So the best thing to do is after they're done with the home inspection, if the seller isn't there, then they'll have that sit down with their client and they'll point out different things, going through the photographs they've taken just to jog their memory from the home inspection report that they put together so far, because that's probably the third or fourth they've done that day, depending on how busy they are. Now, if they have the proper certifications, they should be able to walk you through the biggest things that they've seen. But in some cases, they could make maybe a mountain out of a molehill. That's when it's going to come up to you and your chosen professional, your real estate agent, to make a decision as to whether or not what you're reading in this report after it's prepared is something to kill the deal over, or if it's something that you could potentially further negotiate with the seller. And then understanding that property is sold as is, the seller could come back and say, well, you know what, I don't want to have anything to do with that, so just forget the whole thing. And then the buyer is left with a decision to make. Either they're going to stay involved in the process or they're going to jump out and maybe go look for something else. Finding the right home inspector is incredibly important. And if they run into something that's above their pay grade, having the intestinal fortitude to tell you, hey, this is something that looks wrong, but I'm not an expert in this field, I would suggest you hire this type of inspector to investigate that and provide a written report of verification as to what they find. That goes along with home inspectors talking about pest control. Yes, they understand it. Yes, they can probably give some sort of an opinion on it. But the pest control company is truly the expert because they're seeing termites all day long, day in and day out, and have the proper equipment to vet such problems. Also, if they're looking at swimming pools, maybe a home inspector might have the wherewithal, but a swimming pool contractor or a specific swimming pool inspector might be better to advise whether something's a big deal or not such a big deal. Hiring the right home inspector could impact your ability to purchase real estate at many different levels, especially by scaring somebody with an issue that really isn't that big of an issue at all. And of course, everything always works and vice versa. Maybe it's an issue that they say isn't a big deal, but truly will end up being something massive and something that you won't be able to overcome in the purchase. Vetting that home inspector is incredibly important. Listen to your agent, their advice. When you're talking to the home inspector, make sure they provide for you testimonials from other people, maybe some clients you might be able to call to find out how great they were or how not great they were. And then, of course, getting the right type of documentation as to their education, knowledge, and experience when it comes to home inspections. Be well. Thank you for watching. We'll have more. If you want to have us discuss your real estate needs, of course, Zoom me, scv.com. I'm Connor with Honor. Thank you for watching.